Well, hello, welcome back to my channel. Sandra here. This is the first video of the new year. It is now 2022. A lot of twos there. I kind of like that. I hope you're doing really great whenever you watch this. I hope you had a nice time over the holidays, and I hope that you are looking forward to this coming year. The start of a new year is a time when people sometimes they do a little bit of reflecting, sometimes they do some intention setting, sometimes they do vision boards, and sometimes they do a bunch of wishing and hoping that this year will be better than next. Well, that's what the topic is that I wanted to talk about today, because what I was doing, I'm preparing for a little get to know me video for those of you who haven't met before, and just to let you know a little bit about me and what this channel is about, and my health journey, specifically my health and spiritual journey. And when I'm thinking about that, I am looking back and reflecting on the things that I have gone through. And you know what? I've had some pretty tough years, some pretty challenging circumstances over the course of time, and I'm sure you have too. Never has that meant that I've had a bad year. Let's get on for the next. It just, that sort of an ideology, that sort of a mindset, it's not going to set you up for the kind of year that you want to have unless you are sort of stuck in a repeat pattern of being surrounded with things that are really challenging, and finding that no matter what you do, two steps forward, one step back. And life is hard, and it's really tough. And man, last year sucked. And let's just even hold our breath. Don't even have low expectations for the next year. If that's you, you're probably not watching this channel, because my content probably doesn't resonate with you. But if you identify with that in some way, and I know we see it if you're on social media, that's the type of posts that are popping up here and there and everywhere. But what I always like to do, I always like to reframe, and with the comment on, I've had a lot of tough years, that doesn't define my year. And when I look back at 2021, and let's just say, I have to be careful when I'm saying my years, because honestly, it feels like there was 2020 and now it's 22 and 22. Not that 2021 was a blur. In fact, lots of really great things happened in 2021, but it just went so darn fast. And, there could be a few reasons for that, whether that be perception or reality or just what's going on. But now, in reflection, when I look back on 2021, and I invite you to do the same, you can choose to reflect on things that were challenging, restrictive, or hard, or unexpected, or you can choose to reach for and look back on some of the things that were amazing, where you decided to do something different as a result of maybe needing to, and found a new way of doing something, a new skill, a new relationship, a new friendship, a new way of being. And I think that is, there should be a lot of those. And I think that we can all find those sort of things. And what I know for me personally is that focusing on the things that bring joy, that have been great, that I'm really proud of, is also the way to set that intention for the type of year that I want to create for myself and my family for the year ahead. I did a post a couple of days ago, just as that reminder of the understanding, the belief that we create this life. And that can be challenging sometimes when we have like really challenging experiences. But some of the things that I'm going to be touching on when I talk a little bit more about my journey is that as we do go through all of this kind of stuff, that's the lessons. That's this life stuff that is happening for us, not to us. Stuff that's happening around us is for us to learn from and to grow. And I always, I did pick up the term for sure from following listening to and the readings of Dolores Cannon, the phrase that life is a school. And I'm sure she was not the first to do that, but I really do believe that and put that into practice, and know that as we go through, particularly anything that is challenging, if we can find even just one thing, if we can learn something from that experience for ourselves, what can we have done better? What was a vulnerable point? How did something happen? If we can learn even one thing, take that instead of deflecting and putting the responsibility for life and circumstances onto outside sources. I feel that's how we move forward and don't have to continue to deal with that karmic sort of a lesson coming up and repeating. So where was I going with this one? I think I was talking about going into the new year and just having the understanding, the belief and the trust that what we put out is what we get back. And as we are doing these times in the first few days of the year, I know I am working on, I'm doing a vision board. I haven't done one for years and years and years. I've talked about doing it, but actually putting a vision board into place this year. I've cleaned up Christmas. I've got just sort of my regular stuff that back there. You'll see a bunch of essential oils, and I've got my oracle decks, my cards, which are so meaningful and helpful to me these days. And I put up the Arthritis Kitchen poster. That's where I started in the online world. I started out as a blogger and started doing content on how to prepare healthy, nutritious meals, and also how to do so as someone who may have pain or mobility challenges, energy issues. And it just sort of made the Arthritis Kitchen is where I started with that. So I am revisiting some of my early passions and intentions of being a content creator. And I've got so much stuff that I'm going to share with you guys. And part of it is also going to be sharing with you little peeks into sort of my daily practices and what I do. And I've got a few really cool books that I'm going to be sharing with you along the way. Today, what I want to share with you is something from this. Look at this book. It is so pretty. It is called Creative Alchemy: Meditations, Rituals, and Experiments to Free Your Inner Magic. That sounds really, really fun. I found this book on one of my many thrifting adventures and picked it up for probably $1. And I wanted to, I opened it up, and this is just perfect because if you've ever heard of the practice of setting a word, a sort of a word of intention for the year, I picked this up and opened it right to the word that I have been focusing on, talking a lot about, using it in conversation. It's been showing up in my journaling. And so my word for 2022 is purpose. And so this book, it has 88 practices. And again, you'll get a meditation, it'll talk about a ritual, and then something playful to try. So I am going to read to you, which is passage number 15 for any of you that are really into numbers. And The meditation for today's creative alchemy is I have purpose. So, purpose. Reflect on a time when you felt exceptionally great about yourself and what you were doing in that moment. So, take a moment to do that because the next step is really quite fun. So, just get quiet and think about some time when you felt fantastic. You were in your zone. You were in flow. You felt that connection. You were feeling amazing. Okay. Now, imagine that you are existing 100 years ago. Fantasize about the most beautiful, romantic, and fulfilling life you could dream of having then. How would you spend your days? Bring at least one idea from this vision into your now. I think I like that. That seems playful. So it allows us to do a little bit of reflecting on something positive and amazing. And, maybe that's something that happened last year in 2021. And if it's not, if you have to reach farther back, do so. But think of a time when you just felt super, super great and take that feeling and imagine your life 100 years ago, or do it 100 years in the future. However you want to play with this. There's no hard and fast rules, but this is sort of a creative process. And then with that vision, as we're imagining our beautiful, wonderful life, I'm going to go back. I'm going to do 100 years ago. And what does that day look like? What does that life look like? And I'm going to do just like the suggestion and bring one of those ideas into the now, into the present moment. So I don't know. That feels like it's the video for today. I just wanted to share with you my wishes for an amazing year for you, for me, for the collective, for everyone. And again, it is the intentions that we set that will be the result of what we get. So let's go out and reach for it. Let's go for it, and let's have a terrific year. Until next time, I am wishing you wellness.